Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna look at my Esper Blink deck. It originally was just, blue-white, but kind of thought that was a little boring, so I splashed black. So we're using Yennet here. This card is insane. It's just, whenever it attacks, you look at the top card of the library. If it's converted mana cost is odd, you get to cast that card without paying the mana cost. Otherwise, you just draw the card. So it's pretty stupid. It doesn't really fit like the blink thing, but a lot of the cards were already like odd mana value anyway, so it just kind of worked out. So start with the 1 mana stuff. So Essence Flux here is just worse ephemerate. I need to put ephemerate in this, but it's like a couple dollars, like $4 or $5. Portable Hole, just removal, Spell Pierce, some interaction. Splash Portal's like the newer card. It's a sorcery, which kind of sucks, but gets the job done. Smuggler here, this guy, he can blink a creature, you pay 4 and tap him. Cloud Shift, which is ephemerate but worse. Felwar Stone, Signet. I should probably put a Soul Ring in here, but that card's not very good anyway. Augur Bolus. You just look at top 3, put instant sorcery in your hand, and then put the rest in the bottom of your library. So blink this a couple times and you get some value. Disordered in the Court. You just get to exile all your creatures and then bring them back. So and then you can investigate, which that's a bonus, I guess. Ruse here just blinks something. It's not very good. This also just blinks something. This guy kind of does what the Smuggler does, but this one's at the end step, and it's blue and white, so same amount of mana to do it, but it's still a good card. Blink, obviously you gotta have this in the deck. You can flash it back, which is pretty cool. Hallowed Respite, so you just blink something and it has flashback. You can put a +1/+1 counter on it, but who cares? This guy, you mill 3 cards and you put a non-creature online card and move them into your hand, so it's alright. Time Twist, just blink something for 2. This puts a +1/+1 counter on it when you blink it. Impulse is okay. If you get like stuck or if you start bricking, you can play this. Strix here is just good. Draw a card, block, attack, do whatever. Turn the Mist, again, blink something. This guy, this person, I guess, you can draw a discard or shuffle 4 cards from mana value 3 or greater from graveyard into your library. So I don't know if you're playing against mill or something. I mean, we have recursion cards anyway, so the draw and discard is actually pretty relevant. Counterspell, just because this guy, originally I want to do like just a mirror blink, but there's not a whole lot of blink cards in blue, so I mean there are, but there's not like a ton. And I was gonna do this, play with this guy as a commander, but I think his effect's really cool. So basically, whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, if they weren't cast or no mana was spent to cast them, so if they get blinked, you draw a card. So it's pretty insane. Another round. It's really dumb. So you can just dump a bunch of mana in this and then blink all your creatures a lot. Cal's Blood Mage, it just does everything. Draws cards, makes tokens, exiles graveyards. Flicker Wisp. It's alright. Displace, exiles 2 creatures, brings them back. Rule of Law, because a lot of our stuff is instant speed anyway, so outside of like some source, outside of the creatures, so this guy is insane. So obviously get the foil version of this. You just exile something every time it enters, and then they get like a elemental token, illusion creature token, where X is the mana value. This bounces stuff back to people's hands, you know, so people really like it when you do that, obviously. Soul Herder is just insane. It just blinks without any cost. This was another guy I was thinking about building the blink thing with, but again, blue-white's not really that powerful, in my opinion, for that, so this card's still insane, so I'm going to put him in a deck. Ghostly Flicker, so exile 2, Leaf Spellbinder. This card's really funny. Your opponents will really like that card. Circumvender's just a good value engine. Draws cards and gains you some life. I like the card a lot, personally. You don't have to play it. Quick Study if you get stuck, I guess. Could swap that out for a Soul Ring. This guy, I really like this card as well. When he enters, draw 2 and then discard 2 unless you discard. Instant sorcery, creature with flying, so gets value, and it also has flying and vigilance. This guy is Flicker Wisp, basically. This guy bounces something, draws a card, creates a token, you know, whatever you want to do there. This guy destroys a creature with power 4 or greater when it enters, so that's really funny. Grief, it's a really fun card for everybody to play against, obviously. And you can actually do the scam combo on turn 1 if you have the Ephemerate or whatever, Cloud Shift, so that's really pleasant. This guy is just a value card, destroys a creature. This just blinks all of your stuff and then they come back. It's instant speed, so that's always fun. This guy is really funny because you can just blink it and then get the effects again. So if they go to cast something, you're just like, I'm gonna flicker this, and you actually can do that. So that card's really fun to play against. This guy does what Grief does, pretty much. Except you can't cast it for free, so it sucks, but that card's really funny. This is just here for this effect, but you can also cast it later. So this guy enters, draw a card, gain some life, add a card from your graveyard back to your hand. This guy, he's just a tutor. The devotion part, like, we're trying to get like at least 2 so we can get like our flicker spells or something, or a good creature out, so into our hand. Mole Drifter, obviously. Shriek Maw, because he's funny. This card, really fun. I just like the card a lot. You don't have to play this, but again, you can flicker it and counter a creature spell or a artifact spell, so you know, probably better options, but I just like the card a lot, so that's why it's in here. It's also 5/4. This guy, you can flicker something, make your creatures unblockable, which we're not going to do that, but the last effect is really funny. So when you cast a spell, exile a permanent. He's like Teferi, I guess, when you ultimate him. Not quite as good though, but he's good in this deck, obviously. Keller Knight, you do have to sack a creature, but you know, you get to destroy a creature, so it makes up for that. And then when he dies, you can add a cost 3 or less creature from graveyard back to the battlefield. Really good. Delver, again, you flicker this, you keep getting stuff out of your graveyard. So, Crab Abominations, really disgusting in this deck. Once you get this out and start flickering it, it's annoying. You pretty much win the game off of it. Gear Hulk, just because. And then the last card that's pretty funny is Dust Mangler. It's when it enters, each opponent sacks a creature, discards a card, loses 4 life. So this card can win the game pretty much by itself if you just keep flickering it. And it's also incredibly pleasant to play against, obviously. And yeah, that's it.